Last week we talked about isomers. These were molecules that had the same molecular formula but a different connectivity, different atoms bonded to different atoms. Well, today we're going to introduce so-called stereoisomers. Stereoisomers are molecules that have the same molecular formula and the same connectivity, atoms bonded to each other, but they have a different arrangement in space. So we're going to talk about one type of stereoisomer today, enantiomers. Then in the next set of movies that we talk about cycloalkanes, we'll introduce another type of stereoisomer, geometric isomer. And then next week we'll talk about a different type of geometric isomer when we get into alkenes. Anyway, enantiomers are two molecules that are mirror images of each other. So obviously they've got the same molecular formula and the same connectivity if they're mirror images, but they're non-superimposable. Now, the best example of non-superimposable mirror images are your hands, and I'm sure you've heard that. Stretch your hands out in front of you, and you can see, ignoring broken nails and scratches and wrinkles and so on, that they are mirror images of them. In fact, if you put palm to palm, you can see that mirror image better. However, now from palm to palm, now rotate them out so that your two thumbs are touching and you're looking at the back of your hands. Now you can see again they're mirror images, but if I pick up my right hand and I try to put it on my left hand and just superimpose the two, it doesn't work. The thumbs go with the little fingers go with the thumbs. Hands are non-superimposable mirror images. Your hands are enantiomers. Now, to emphasize the idea of superimposable and non-superimposable, let me think of this molecule here drawn in 3 dimensions. So I've got the two red atoms coming out at you. I've got the yellow and the blue atoms going away from you. Don't worry about what the atoms are. They're just colored atoms. Now, the mirror image of this molecule is that one. You can see again the reds are coming out at you, the blue and the yellow going away from you, but now I've reflected it in a mirror. Now I've got a little video that, if I can get it to work, will show superimposing those two molecules. They're mirror images, but they're not enantiomers. They're the same molecule because they are superimposable. So there we are, taking it there, rotating it around, and you can see that the yellow sits on the yellow, the blue sits on the blue, the reds sit on the reds. That's mirror images, but they are superimposable. Now let me take a different one in which I've got all 4 things bonded to the carbon are different. And that, in a simplistic sense, is your clue that this molecule's mirror image is not going to be the same molecule. It's going to have the same connectivity, the same molecular formula, but it's not the same molecule because you cannot superimpose it. And there's the mirror image of it. Looks all fine, right? Red, 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 black, black, yellow, yellow, blue, blue. All nice. But now a little movie here that, again, if I can get it working, will show you that when I try to superimpose these, it doesn't work. So there you see the molecule. I didn't quite click it quickly enough to demonstrate them sitting next to each other, but you can see their mirror images. Just rotate that black one back, or the red one back down, and you can see their mirror images. Now let me get the plus up again. So now I'll try to superimpose them, rotate it around. And now if you look here, what I've tried to do here is match up the yellow and the yellow and the blue on the blue. So those match up, but when those match up, the black and the silver don't match. The red on the top, the black and the red and the silver don't match up. The red on the top molecule is matched up with the silver on the bottom molecule. The silver on the top is matched up with the red on the bottom. So they won't superimpose when I try to match up the yellow and the blue. Now if I can find my little start button again. There we go. Take it a bit more. Let's try and match up the red and the silver. There are the red and the red match up, silver and the silver match up. If I go a little bit further, you can see that the blue and the yellow don't match up. The blue on the top is now over the yellow on the bottom, and the yellow on the top under my hands is over the blue on the bottom. So there we are. Doesn't matter what you do to those two models, you can't match them up. They're mirror images, as shown by the pictures, but you cannot superimpose them. They are enantiomers.